Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and last week I sent out a message to all my Facebook friends to have them send in some photos of their favorite paintings for a little art contest, and here are the results. Now, because we had so many contest entries, I just decided to pick the top 10, and here they are. With all the different styles, I had to break it up into 3 different categories: landscapes, still lifes, and wildlife. And here are the first place winners. This is the first place winner for the landscape category, and the reason I chose this painting was because all this dark, look at the contrast in that tree. Look at the light and the dark. It's so deep and thick. And another thing here is look how light and distant this tree line looks. Looks like it's really far away. Same on the sky. Dark up here and light toward the horizon. Same on the water, dark and then light. It has great depth and great perspective. That's why I chose this one as the first place painting. Now here's the first place winner for the still life category. I chose this one because look at all this light. Look at it, they just look so three-dimensional. They pop right off the page because of the light and the dark and the shading. And also the proportions on the peppers look great. So that's why I chose this one as our first place in the still life. Now here's my first place pick for the wildlife category. Just look at this painting. Look at all the light and the dark. Look at how there's shading in that bird. Look at that subtle shadow there. It looks so three-dimensional. It looks like it's flying off the page. Look at the tree here. Look at how the light's coming in and hitting right there, and then it's dark on that side. Very round looking. This whole painting has such great depth and dimension. And that's why I picked it to be the first place in the wildlife. Now, in no particular order, I wanted to show you some of the paintings that didn't win first place, but they did make it into the top 10. Now here's a really nice painting. I really like this distant tree line here, and I love the reflections. And these swans are great, and the reflections are great. One thing that maybe I would have changed is, if I wanted to do the reflection of the clouds in the water, I think I'd try to make it exactly mirror, close to it. Because that seems to throw the eye a little. Other than that, it's a wonderful, beautiful painting. Now on this painting, it's really nice overall. I love this sunset, and the mountain looks great. And I like that distant tree line there silhouetted against the mist. If I had to change something, I think I'd like to see some highlights on that tree, maybe more bright highlights. It looks like the dark is there. We just need a little bit more light. I think that would really make this painting pop. Same on the grass. Other than that, it's a really nice looking painting. Now here's another great painting. Look at the clouds. Look at how three-dimensional they look. Look at that dark shadow and then the bright white. They look like they're ready to rain. I really think those clouds are amazing. And then there's great shadow, great light and dark on the mountain also. That distant tree line is nice. And I do like the shape of those pine trees. That's good too. A couple things I think I would change. Maybe see how that path, it looks like it's kind of on top of the grass? If we took a little bit of grass and put it over the path, it would look like it's sitting down in the paint a little more. And maybe one thing on the cabin is if we take this back roof here and drop it down a little, that would help the perspective out on the cabin also. But other than that, it's a wonderful painting. Now here's another great painting. Just look at those clouds. Look how soft and subtle. Nice blend on those clouds. And then look at the mountain. Look at the breaking on the mountain and then the mist here. That looks great. I like the shape of the pine trees. That's great too. One little thing is these mountains don't quite match the reflection, although the reflection was done really well. Looks good. They just don't quite match up, and that does throw my eye off a little. And I'm not sure about these highlights here. That kind of grabs my eye a little too much. So other than that, it's a really great painting overall. I have to say, I really like this painting. Just look at that soft sunset and how it comes out, and the blend here is perfect. I really like this effect. And look at the mountain range here. Look at the irregular shape he got. This is wonderful. The only thing I have to say is maybe this dock comes in a little too sharp of an angle. Looks like it maybe even goes into the water. So I would have liked to see that cut off at a sharp angle so we could see the end of the dock. Because that just, the perspective on that's not quite right. But other than that, overall, a wonderful feel to the painting. Now here's another nice painting. Look at all this light and dark. Look at this light up here and then the trees silhouetted against the light. And this nice waterfall, nice and bright. Look at that nice extra detail there. That just looks great. And then the splash is wonderful too. One thing I would change here, maybe just take these bushes, which are nice and they have dark and light, but also reflect them into the water. This up here makes sense, but I think maybe making that a little bit darker there would make that a little bit nicer. But other than that, it's a really nice painting. Now overall, this is a great painting. I love all this hay down here that the pumpkins are sitting on, and the pumpkin shapes are really nice and irregular. One thing I'd like to change on it though is the light's coming in this way, because the stem and the shadows tell us that. I'd like to see some nice bright highlights and then some dark shadows. I think that would really make this pop right off the page. But other than that, it's really nice. Alright, well I had fun, I hope you did too. Thanks for all the contest entries. I had a great time looking at all the different styles. I'm going to be doing another contest soon, and I'll put it out on Facebook. So thanks for watching.